Excuse me, giving someone your hand right now is not COVID safe. Hello and welcome back. I've done this about 5 times and I've realised that every single time I go like that. So, but as you may or may not know, recently it's not really been put over the place. You don't really see it much on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Don't really see it much. But the theme parks have reopened. It's quite enclosed knowledge. So if you do know that, then you're part of a secret group. But yes, the parks in the UK have reopened, and also a lot of the lockdown kind of what are they called? Guidelines and stuff have been lifted. You can tell I haven't done a sit-down video in ages because I'm waffling more than I even used to, which is saying something. But with some of those lockdown measures, that's the word, I was just saying guidelines. So, speaking of that, on the 9th of July, I did visit Portaventura World and Ferrari Land. You like how I have the two? That's no. But yes, I did visit these two parks. I have been before quite a couple times, and it's definitely my favourite park that I've ever been to. And it has some of my favourite rides in it too. It was really good to get back. I need to drop them. It was great to get back on the park, to ride some of those coasters again, and also just see the place again and ride some. Got new credits. Come on. And along with that, I was bricking it because we did Hurricane Condor, and it's like a 300-foot tall drop tower. I don't like drop towers. But yeah, this video, I'm not going to sit here and run you through everything we did at Portaventura, like, oh, I went on Shambhala, oh, I actually decided to go on Junior Red Force instead of Red Force one time, oh, that's really cool. The sole purpose of this video is just to give you my experience at Portaventura, especially during these times, and also just to give people who may want to visit during this kind of period, give them an idea of what to expect from there, in case they're either worried or just very questioning towards going. So I hope this helps. I know my viewer base is UK, and I'm making a video about a Spanish theme park. It's really cool. But yes, these two maps, of course, Ferrari Land, the Portaventura map. It's pretty obvious. It has a Ferrari with a 4-row. Is it 4 rows? Four rows. A 4-seater row. I'm a GP, you see. Why is it only valid from the 8th of July to the 12th of September? Does the map have a best before date or something? But yes, we have this map right here. I was looking for some of the COVID measures that they put in this map, but I can't. Oh my god. I kid you not, I was literally looking at the proper map section of it, so I'm not going to open it up because I can't fold maps to save my life. I was literally looking at the entire map piece, just being like, okay, so they've put all the rides on there, is there any saying that they'll be closed because of COVID? And I couldn't really find the measures on there, and it's literally right here. So we're going to go through some of them. Now, I don't really have much footage of these measures that they put in place. To be fair, oh, there's police coming. Yep, just prevent me talking about. Thank you. But I didn't really get much footage of the measures themselves because I was going to, and then I completely forgot because my brain works like that and my memory is elite. One thing that is a bit different to some parks in the UK, they do all require masks on the rides, whereas here it is mandatory to wear them across the park, which, let's be honest, of course it's safe and it's preventing the spread. It's a hot country, and wearing a mask over your nose and mouth, it was very difficult. And if there is someone out there who does think, oh, I'll just wear it a couple times during the day as I go past rides and then take it off when it's in a quiet, no, they literally have COVID-19 patrol officers just patrolling the park, telling people, put your mask, well, how do you say put your mask on in Spanish? Ponte tu máscara. That's what they go around. Okay, I'm doing that again. Another one of the measures is frequent hand washing. This is something I think everyone knows how to do. So, no, I don't know how to wash my hand. What I seem to notice on my visits to, say, Alton Towers, Thorpe, Blackpool, during this time, was that they don't seem to make it mandatory that you have to use hand sanitizer before you go on the rides. Whereas at Portaventura, before we go on every single ride, they'd take us over to this pump that has That's how I do hand sanitizer. Look, cleaning my hands now. In the station of each ride, before you get on, and you'd wash your hands there. So it wasn't optional, you had to do it. Also, at some points in the day, they were deep cleaning the rides as well. They literally wear full-on hazmat suits. It feels like a horror movie, not even going to lie to you. Physical distancing. Now, I know this is across the board in Spain. It's actually 1.5 meters there, rather than the 2 meters / 1 meter it is here, which is very different. The dots that you have on the floor for social distancing, obviously the parks in the UK do that. Alton Towers has white chevrons, Thorpe Park has yellow dots, and then Blackpool has, please stand behind the yellow line. But this one does have the same thing, markings on the ground. Most of them are blue spots on the floor. I'm pretty sure there's a couple ones. Here's a photo. That's one as well, where it's got 2 footprints. As you can see my legs. I don't know why that's a good thing. I don't think it is. We tried our best to keep social distance, but there was a lot of people around us. This is the same for UK parks as well. A lot of this applies to UK parks, in my experience here. A lot of people tend to forget about social distancing, which is very annoying, and it is annoying to see that people aren't following it to that extent. It's just, there was a lot of people literally standing right behind us, and some of them didn't even have masks on, so that's my experience. And the same goes for flow signage. They do utilise like a floor flow signage system. There'll be arrows on the floor, mainly walking on the right of pathways, and again, we followed it the best we could, but there were a lot of people not really going by that. Contactless payments is exactly the same as at home. You don't have to use contactless if you don't have a contactless card. I've realised I'm probably going to do that at one point and be like, so this is a thing. And then you've got the Ferrari Land one, exactly the same. I won't lie to you, a lot of the signage on park is in Spanish, so I definitely recommend, if you don't really understand the measures, taking one of these maps into the park and just reading up on it, just to make sure you know what's going on. Oh, and there's another thing. Food options is very limited. This was my experience again. This will probably change by the time I get this video out, because as you know me, I upload very quickly. But if you have been to Portaventura, there is a restaurant in Mediterranean area called Racco de Mar. Oh, it's beautiful. But literally, out of the main restaurants that are open, usually, that was the only one that was open for us. Just be wary, there might not be many restaurants open. Well, sit-down restaurants anyway. Ride availability, I forgot to talk about this, but social distancing as well, as they're doing in the UK. They are missing rows on rides. They seem to be going through a lot of different options with how they do it. The first day I was there, I think it was actually the second day of the season, so we're still giving them time to make changes. I remember Furious Backhoe was running every other row, so you can imagine how insufficient that loading process would have been. But the second, and I think the rest of the days we were there, Furious Backhoe was running. It was, if you sat at the front on the left, then the second row was on the right, then the third row was on the left, then the fourth row was on the right, then the fifth row was on the... Yeah, we get it. But rides like Shambhala and Dragon Khan, literally skipping rows, which fair enough. Again, social distancing makes complete sense. And I'm also pretty certain that a lot of the hotels have closed as well. The only ones that I was aware that were open were Gold River and also Hotel Portaventura, which was the one we stayed at. And even in the hotels, social distancing measures, but you have to wear a mask still. It's such a hot country. Wearing a mask is very difficult in Spain. But why complain about wearing masks when you can rep your own brand? These designs have basically been ripped off my hoodies, t-shirts and sweatshirts that you can buy from DigitalDan's merch store on teespring.com. Look at that behind me. Amazing. I hate myself for that. But yeah, I know I usually do UK parks. That's what I base my videos on. But this time I thought I'd do this. Again, just to give people a little bit of an insight as to what it's like going abroad with these kind of measures. Portaventura World is a very good park. If you haven't been yet, do recommend it. And if you are planning on going at some point in the next couple of weeks or a month, which will still show these measures around the park in that kind of time, I do recommend going. It's still very safe, very secure. I'd just say the only thing that lets it down is the people there, because a lot of people don't seem to follow the rules. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Next time.